Uh, Vivek got fired from DOGE. I know this is like an old story, but I just want to put it out there because a lot of people are like, no, Ohio, this. And since we're talking about governors, because he's running for governor, is he live right now? I didn't even realize this. Hold on. Let me just throw this in here. Hold on a second. Is he actually live?
That's unacceptable.
He is. What?
She owes those kids an apology in our public schools. We're going to stand for the achievement of our students, from the sports fields to the classroom, to pursue excellence in every domain. And to that end, I will lead Ohio to be the first state in the country that adopts the most common sense reform required to allow our public schools to compete. We will be the first state in the United States of America that implements merit-based pay for every teacher, principal, superintendent, and administrator in our public schools. We're going to lead the country. Let me be clear. I'm not going to seek picking a fight with the teachers' unions, but I will do whatever is required to stand for the achievement of our students. And let me also be clear about this. Our best public school teachers actually deserve to be paid a lot more than they are right now. I think of Mrs. Kinney, for me in the 6th grade, at Robert E. Lucas Intermediate School, Rellis, in the Princeton School District, not far from where we are right now. Great public school, had a magnet program. I switched into there in 6th grade. She caused me to see in myself things I didn't know I had in me, the potential that she unlocked by lighting a fire under my feet, to actually believe in myself, to achieve the things that I would have otherwise imagined impossible. She changed my life. I don't think I would have lived the American dream without her, and I would be thanking her here in person today, but for the fact that she died in a tragic accident a couple of years ago. We need more teachers like Mrs. Kinney. But we're not attracting the very best anymore because there is no meritocracy in compensation.
So somebody asked why he got fired. It's because of the whole HB1 thing. He's saying Americans don't work hard because they watch Boy Meet World. It was silly. It was such a silly conversation to have happening. It was just no. It was such an unneeded conversation that he was having, and it was for basically no reason. It just didn't need to happen. No conversations like that needed to happen before Trump was in office. He just didn't think about what he did. And after that, a lot of Americans were mad, and Trump hears. People think Trump is just, he's out for himself and egotistical, this, that. No. He has his ear to the ground, okay? The one that got shot, too. The one that got shot, he has it to the ground all the time. And he does not play around. So once he realized, Americans don't like what this guy said. They're really mad. They're taking online. They're really going after this guy. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. I'm not even in office yet. What's this guy doing? What's he doing to me? Get him out of here. That's exactly what happened. And then Trump, a lot of people don't realize this. Trump was the one, 5 days after this whole HB1 thing, Trump said that Vivek should run to fill the Senate seat that JD left vacant. And that was Trump very kindly saying, you need to go. Very, very kindly. And then the whole governor thing popped up and Trump was like, yeah, I support it. But that's how they kind of eased him out of the administration. It was a very kind way to do it. And also he will fill a great seat, but you just don't get to take shots at American citizens. You just don't. It doesn't matter what your reasoning is. It doesn't matter if you're right. You don't get to do that. I've said it 100 times. Trump's superpower is his disrespect. And if you look at his disrespect and how he wields it, he'll wield it to people on the right that he doesn't get along with. He'll go to people on the left. He'll go to other world leaders, but he never points it at the citizens. Never. Of any country. Go check what I'm saying. Go back. Check. There's nothing. He doesn't direct disrespect at the citizens ever. And Vivek was directing disrespect, even if he was right, at the citizens. And that's why he got fired from DOGE. 100%. They'll never say that because they don't want to hurt him, because he's still solid. And one day he could be a presidential, vice president candidate, president candidate, like he can still do it. So they didn't want to hurt him, but that's what happened. You don't take shots at the citizens. You just don't. That's how I feel about it. Anyway,
merit-based compensation, Ohio will be a magnet
be a presidential,
for the best educators across the country. We owe it to our kids that the very best teachers in America are teaching our own kids how to excel in math and reading and writing. And we won't forget about physical education either. We're going to bring back PE into early childhood education beginning in kindergarten. It's important. And you know what? We're going to bring back the presidential fitness test. Bring that back in the 8th grade. That includes the pull-ups. That doesn't mean everybody's going to be able to do it, but it sets a standard. We're going to serve healthier food in our cafeterias because the best way to save on health costs in the long run is to cultivate a healthier population in the first place. That includes not just physical health, but mental health as well. The epidemic of depression, anxiety, fentanyl, suicide that has festered in our state for too long will end on my watch. We're going to fill that void at the heart of a generation, starting with the schools. Get the cell phones out of the schools. There's no controversy around this. There's no reason for it. The cell phones out of our classrooms, full stop in our public schools in Ohio. But we'll go further to fill that crisis of purpose and meaning in our young people. So many of them hungry to be part of something bigger, hungry for that cause, hungry for that call of meaning, hungering for the real thing. We got to fill that black hole, that void. Individual, family, nation, and God beats race, gender, sexuality, and climate if we have the courage to actually stand for our own vision. And as your next governor, I take that responsibility seriously. We're going to stand for the positive revival, let's start with faith, in our state as well. And I'm speaking about a modern-day Northwest Ordinance. Actually, the Northwest Territories, Ohio was the heart of that, were established by a group of Baptists who came here before the Constitutional Convention to secure a place for religious liberty for persons of every faith. So that here, 200 plus years later, a guy like me can be running for governor of our state. We were the state of religious freedom, and we're going to stand for the revival of faith by standing for the religious freedom of persons of every faith in this state, because that is who we are. We're going to stand for the power of the nuclear family as the greatest form of governance known to mankind, because it's the truth. We're going to eliminate the disincentives to family formation, but also as your next governor, as a relatively young governor, Apoorv and I take this responsibility seriously. We aspire to hold ourselves to a higher standard, to a standard where young men and women across this state can look at us as their leaders and say, you know what, marriage is cool. Family is cool. We're not going to talk out of both sides of our mouth when it comes to our conservative values. We want to set the example for that next generation. It means bringing back civic education in our schools. It means teaching our kids to be proud of our country and our state rather than ashamed of it. Eliminate the woke indoctrination and victimhood psychology with actual U.S. history and actual civics lessons. Say the Pledge of Allegiance with a moment of silence every day in public schools across this state.
Vivek is talking that talk. He is, I think he's going to win. I don't even know who he's running against. And that's the thing. When it comes to, the whole, we can always say popularity contest, people don't even know who the other guy is. And everyone knows Vivek. They know that he would have been a great president if we didn't already have somebody who was incredible, the best of our lifetime. So I think he's going to win easy. I think the people just know. They've heard what he had to say. And on top of that, they've already heard what he has to say in so many different ways, whether it's podcasting, campaigning, also presidential debates. They've heard him in so many different stages. They're used to seeing him. They know that he was a part of the Trump administration. They don't know everything I just told you about how he got out of DOGE, but I think he's going to win solidly. Somebody brought up the hat and how he's wearing the hat. Yeah, he needs to He needs to stiffen that up. You know, when Trump wears the hat, Trump wears it down like this. Trump wears it like Trump doesn't play around when he wears it. When he comes in with the MAGA hat on, it's dark MAGA when Trump comes in. You know, it's black MAGA. Oh man, Trump, first black president. So black, so black.